Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be here this evening and see so many of you in the room. It's going to be an amazing, amazing evening. We have Dr. Fred Cooper, our CEO of RX, with us tonight to talk about something that I believe is one of the most important parts of our comp plan. Although there's so many parts that are exciting, and we're going to just do them one at a time. But auto balancing is something that I feel like really needs to be addressed, really needs to be understood, and I'm just fired up to be here and know what this is going to do for each and every one of you. Freddie, please take it away, and we're excited to be here. Thank you so much for being here, Fred.
Lynn, it's my pleasure. And if somebody can't hear me, let me know, because I feel like I'm just talking to myself in my office. So I always hate doing conference calls because you never get any feedback from the audience. Driving me crazy. But I'm so excited tonight to get to talk to you. Lynn has asked me to kind of go through the entire concept of auto balancing, as well as what does it mean to kind of have extra pay lines on any one particular income position. So I want to walk you through kind of auto balancing, how it works, what it means, etc. But I'm so excited about auto balancing because, believe it or not, it is one aspect of our compensation plan that is patent pending. It is such a unique concept. And this whole concept of auto balancing, frankly, came from, well, for lack of a better person, my own experience with Mark Wilson. My own personal experience is what I found when I was working at USANA, the company I was with before, and Mark Wilson, when he sat me down and said, hey, we want you to identify a lot of things that drive people absolutely crazy, not only in USANA's compensation plan, but in compensation plans across the world. What are the things that distributors and representatives just hate? Little inconveniences, little things that prevent them from making all the money possible. Because we think that a better compensation plan is one that doesn't put too many hurdles in the way, and that the comp plan has been designed such that it doesn't overpay and people can gain it. It doesn't underpay so that no one makes any money. But it's not so complicated that unless you have a PhD in compensation plans, other people doing less work make a lot more money because they just, quote, know the system better. So auto balancing makes it so that you don't need that PhD to optimize your commissions that you earn from the volume you generate, if that makes sense. Everyone who generates income of any type of volume kind of gets paid the same. Now, in so doing this, let me give you some of the things that absolutely drive reps. And I know it's all over the planet because, frankly, I talk to reps from all different companies and organizations. The first one is a lot of companies require that you purchase a separate order when it becomes time for you to want more purchase volume than the current order that you want. So you have your commissionable volume purchase that you do, say, from your auto ship, and you decide you want to buy that product, and that gets you commission eligible. But in addition, in the middle of the week, we come out with a new product. Let's say, for example, what I think is the most incredible product on the planet, the water bottle. We launch it. You want to be one of the first ones to have it. You also want to hold some water bottles for the future so that when somebody comes up to you and says, hey, I want that water bottle right there that you have, you can hand them a filter, you can hand them a water bottle, and kind of hold the inventory. But what drives you crazy is you place that order in the middle of the week, you think to yourself, oh, I should wait until my auto delivery and just change my auto delivery to include the water bottles, so I'll wait 3 or 4 weeks until that switchover occurs. Why? Because it either makes you commission eligible or it generates you the most in commissions. So additional purchases that you make throughout the week never get extra commissions on them because you either have to place a separate order, you have to locate the optimal spot where you should place that order, the company charges you extra shipping and handling fee. all so that you can put it, and let's face it, we all know where everybody puts it. They place the volume in a position or a location that will generate you the maximum commissions. The worst part about that is you always have to do it Friday night. And you want to wait until the end of the commission run, be at the end of the month or the end of the week, so that you don't buy excess volume more than is required to optimize your paycheck in commissions for whatever bonus you're going for or whatever base commission level you're trying to attain. So we all know it. I call auto balancing getting your Friday nights back, because no longer do you have to be glued to your downline manager application seeing what your volume counts are to make sure that you optimize the pay line or to make sure that you qualify for whatever bonus you're looking for. The next thing that always bugs reps is what happens in our case in America where it's $100, 75 points to qualify for commissions. One thing that companies always do that I think is a little sneaky is it's very difficult to get 75 points. You can get 77, 78, 80, but you can't get 75 except one or two products that earn them the greatest margin. It drives reps crazy. And it drives you crazy because that's 3 extra points, maybe $5 extra that you had to purchase when you really didn't even want the product, or because of how the combination of products work, it didn't ever come out to exactly 75 points. That's also a nightmare for the company when it comes to pricing. How do we always hit the whole numbers of 75 points to keep you happy? It limits the pricing options of the products that we offer. Guess what? Auto balancing will help us solve that problem. Then, of course, it's preferred customers and your retail customers. These are individuals that you've either bought the inventory for, like I said in my example of the water bottle, where you can have it right there available for a spontaneous purchase of somebody, or your preferred customer volume. In most compensation plans, preferred customers are placed in the tree and their volume is locked on the line where they have been placed, just like a representative. But in auto balancing, the volume from your preferred customers is also floating, if you will, on whichever pay line it needs it. So let me summarize that again. All volume from excess purchases in the given week, all volume points in excess of the 75 points required for eligibility and commissions, and volume from your retail customers or your preferred customers is all subject to auto balancing. And simply, what is this patent pending idea? It is the notion that that volume gets put in a bucket and is automatically placed on the line that will generate you the greatest commissions. And that includes all bonuses. The other point that people is an important point is it is done 1 point at a time. I had someone come up to me the other day and thought, oh, if I have some extra points that are going to be subject to auto balance and I have 50 of them, you have to put all 50 on some line. No, 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 no. It's 1 point at a time on each particular line so that we make sure you get the maximum use of those points. Now, if you think about that, this is also great from a company standpoint. From the company standpoint, we don't have to schedule huge call centers to be available the last 5 hours on Friday night, late at night, because we know that's when a big volume of orders are going to come in. We don't have to have the extra shipping and handling charges. You don't have to pay the extra shipping fees that are associated with it. So we gain operational efficiencies in shipping and handling. You gain them in the shipping costs themselves and also in the handling fees that are often charged on a per order basis. Then it gets to the concept of, and the smartest people win the most in commissions based on the same amount of volume. You don't have to be the smartest person anymore in commissions. Since it's optimizing for everyone, it creates a better level playing field for everyone to go about. So I've developed, I hope what helps is a beautiful example that will walk you through exactly how auto balancing works. And through the magic of technology, I want to set up for you a situation in which an individual comes in with a standard enrollment and earns 2 lines. In this situation, I've set up an example in which you have your power line on your left and your pay line on the right. You know it's your pay line because it's the one line that does not have as much volume as the other line. In this case, you're doing 100 sales volume points on your left side. I did it, okay, this is a really pathetic example because I wanted to keep the math really easy. For most of you on there, I should have put there's 10,000 on one line and 8,000 on the other because your businesses are growing great. And as sales have been going in the last 7 to 8 weeks, most of you probably do have that kind of volume on your lines. It's been terrific. But to keep the math easy, let's assume it's only 100 sales volume points. You had one person purchase a little extra on your left side, if you will. But in addition to this one purchase, you have several customers who have bought 500 points in this auto balance bucket you see in the top right. Again, those points could come from your own purchases in addition to the 75 qualifying volume that you generated. It could be from your retail customers, it could be from your preferred customers, or extra orders that you place. When those 500 points come in, at the end of the week when the commission run is ready to happen, those commissionable points are attached to you specifically, but they are not attached to any one line, not to your power line or your pay line. Where those points go is based on where all the points end up at the end of the week from all of your downline organizations' purchases. In this case, you had 100 on the power, but you had nothing on the pay. So it would take the first 100 points of the bucket and place them on your pay line. If you check it mathematically, there's no better place on the planet that you could put those points and get a higher commissionable amount. Now, once that's done, you notice that the bucket still has 400 volume points left. That's 500 minus the 100 we put on the right side. Voila, 400 left. So now, 1 point at a time, it balances it on your power line and your pay line. One on the left, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, right on the right. It would keep doing that until there is a total of 200 on your power line and 200 on your pay line. Now we have a total of the 500 points in the auto balance bucket allocated, 300 on the pay, 200 on the power. That leads to 300% sales volume on your pay line. Remember, our compensation plan pays 15% of the volume on each of your pay lines up to $2,000 US per week. As a result, your commission check, 300 times 15%, is a $45 check. Behold the beauty of auto balancing. That will go regardless of the amount of points that you have, and it will optimize all the way to where you could earn the income position bonus and or even the savings plan bonus as a result of the points that are being allocated in the bucket. It looks at all of it, and the cool thing is it not only looks at it for you, it looks at it for the entire company all at once. Auto balancing takes more time to run in the commission plan than actually calculating your commissions because it's done on such a finite, minute, 1 point at a time process. So that's it. I'm done with auto balancing. Nothing else to say other than pat myself on the back. It's a beautiful concept. But auto balancing also works in tandem with multiple pay lines. Remember, in a binary, for example, you always have to build a strong line and a weak line. In our compensation plan, especially with an infinite number of lines on any one income position, you only have to build a power line once, and then all the other pay lines are compared against that single power line. So think of it like this. I build a power line once, and it counts against every other pay line that I have on that particular income position. So what happens if you were to come in with a silver pack on the exact same amount of volume for the rest of your life? You always do 500 points in your preferred customers, additional purchases, or points in excess of 75. You still have the 100 points on the SV, but this time the auto balancing process would say, all right, you have two pay lines, so we're going to stick 100 points on pay line number 1, which would be your second line, and pay line number 2, your third line. That would leave you with, of course, 300 sales volume points in your bucket left. How does it get allocated? 100 points on each of the 3 lines, keeping them perfectly balanced. Now you have 200 points on each of your particular lines, which means each pay line would earn 15% on 200 points, which is a total of $30 for each line. $30 on each line gives you a total of $60. Remember, it was 45 with 2 lines, it's 60 with 3 lines, therefore 33% more is paid with auto balancing if you have an extra pay line. That's why the silver pack is such a valuable gift for everyone in who enrolls. Without it, you're throwing away as much as 33% on all of the commissions that you could generate from your preferred customer volume and the rest of your orders simply because you came in with less of a pack initially at the start. Very powerful. But this is a compounding issue even if you move to the gold pack. Look at what happens in that situation. Notice the setup is exactly the same. You have 100 points on the power line and you have 500 points in your bucket. What happens? The 500 points equally get split on all of your other pay lines. So that means it would put 100 on your first pay line, 100 on your second, and 100 on your third. 300 from the 500 leaves us with 200 sales volume left that needs to be allocated equally. So what does it do? It takes 200 divided by 4 and puts $50 on your power, 50 on your pay lines, of which you have 3. Total volume on each of your pay lines is 150 at 15% is $22.50 per line. $22.50 times 3, last time I did my math, was $67.50, which, by the way, think about what it went from 45 up. That is now a 50% increase from the commissions that you earn from your auto-balanced volume coming from preferred customers, retail customers, additional purchases, and points. A huge increase. And by the way, this example is only 50%. It keeps increasing and increasing as you earn more and more pay lines after you've optimized one. So for example, if you were to optimize your first pay line, remember you earn a new income position and another pay line. Even if your volume on the next week went to 0, the auto-balanced bucket would now balance this situation on 4 pay lines and your power line, or 5 lines. That 50% increase goes up and up and up. Mathematically, I'm going to use a word you may not have ever heard of. It's called asymptotic to 100%. That means it gets closer and closer to 100% increase without ever exactly getting a 100% increase. It is all a function of the number of pay lines that you have that can take extra volume from the auto-balanced volume that your customers are generating for you. It's like insurance, if you will. You get to buy extra product that you're going to consume when these new product launches are launched, and you assure yourself it's going to go against the pay lines that will optimize. Now, some of you may ask the question, yeah, but Fred, does it always equally place the volume on a pay line? The answer is no. What if you had a situation in which you were only 2 points short on one line to optimize it? It would calculate that, oh wow, the income position bonus is such that it is worth putting an extra 2 points on that line first. Or you might be 500 points short of optimizing a pay line bonus. And given the price of a pay line bonus, it would put all 500 points on a pay line bonus because that's better than the extra you would earn in base commissions on pay lines. Our compensation plan is very, very complicated without auto balancing because there's so many ways to earn money, and infinitely wide and infinitely deep with an infinite number of income positions that you can earn create the number of combinations possible for you to earn commissions very, very difficult and time-consuming to determine. But with auto balancing, it's absolutely no work whatsoever. Now you focus on just two things. Number one, finding preferred customers, and number two, optimizing the volume that they generate by getting more and more customers. And it also creates such a value for you to be able to buy products that are so consumer driven. And I know I'm pimping hard my water bottle and feature, but I can't tell you how many of my neighbors who do not want to do direct selling have a huge interest in our water bottle and our water filter for their storage, for their security when they go traveling abroad. And normally I would have to worry about all the processes of enrolling them and putting them in the right position in my downline, etc. Now there's nothing to it. They can either buy it as a preferred customer, or I can buy the products and just take it to their house and deliver it. I can make a markup on that retail incentive, and I can be assured that at the end of the week I don't have to spend 1 minute trying to determine what is the best line to put that volume on, because the computer does it all for me. And that then is a summary of the benefits of auto balancing.
Fred, that's great. Lynn's going to stay muted because she's getting echoing, so I'm going to go ahead and, if you have some questions, you can go ahead and put them in the questions box down below, and we'll ask Fred those questions. Fred, I got a question here. Somebody says, I come in with a gold pack, but I'm only earning on one pay line. Will it auto balance to line 2 and 3 if there's nobody that I've sponsored there?
Absolutely. It is independent of whether you sponsor, only if the line itself exists. So not only is that good for you, yes, you also would watch that it would put most of the volume on your second and third pay line.
Okay, another question is, can I put the volume that I purchase, personal volume, in a line without an auto balancing?
That's a good question. Can you put, say it again,
can you designate volume to a line without auto balancing, personal volume?
Yes. You know, I've never been asked that question. I have to think about it. The answer is yes. You could place the volume and override auto balancing if you wish to do it. Okay. I understand why you might wish to do it and incur the second order cost and the placement issue, but yes, the answer is yes.
Does auto balancing work on each income center through your entire organization?
Oh, that's a great question. Now let me brag on that one. Yes. If you have multiple income positions, for all I care about, you could stack them 3 deep on one pay line. It would put 1 point on the very, very lowest income position, the very lowest one that you have. And then that 1 point would count for all 3 income positions. So it not only optimizes on each income position, it also knows the leverage that each point creates when it puts it on an income position below your first income position, and will then have a preference to put the points under income positions that are stacked on top of each other, if you will, the leverage that that creates.
Okay, great. A person come in with the total health pack, and they now see the benefit of the gold pack. Can they upgrade?
Right now, no. We have had many, many requests for that. We're going to talk to the Partners Council and see if maybe we give an opportunity, kind of like we did with the gold status that just ended, and see if maybe we grant the opportunity to do an upgrade. Let me tell you the pros and cons just so you understand it. One of the greatest motivators of all is the fear of loss. It makes people do what they would never do because they're worried they're going to miss out forever. If it is always possible to do an upgrade, no one will buy it initially because they'll always put it off for the future. So by us allowing the upgrade, it's good for the company. It's good for you, but it also takes away a very powerful psychological advantage that you have when you're trying to do the upsell to the silver pack or to the gold pack. Because they'll always ask, oh, I can do it later. But if you're able to tell them, no, you won't, it's now or never within the first 30 days, you'll find that people are more likely, and it is easier for you to do the upsell to the larger pack, which of course means more points to you and more commissions. So the answer is, there may be one every once in a blue moon, but generally speaking, no, it's not something that we want to make available on any type of a regular basis.
And that's only if, I mean, if they did come in with the first 30 days, they would have the chance to upgrade. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I have a question here. How and when do you place an income position?
Okay. First to answer the question is this. A reentry income position is earned when a pay line, remember that would be your second line, your third line, or your fourth line, are optimized. A line is said to optimize when it earns as much as that line segment can earn, in this case 2,000 US dollars. 15% of 13,334 points is $2,000. So the moment you get a pay line to do 13,334 points, you'll get your $2,000 check, and you get another pay line for auto balancing and for building, and you earn an income position at that time that you can put on the pay line that was just optimized. Now, the best location of that pay line is as follows. You might want to write this down and remember it. You put the re-entry pay income position on your best prospect. It is the person that you think is most likely to become a chairwoman or a chairman. Don't put it on people that make all sorts of promises. Don't put it on people that are new into the business that are making you all sorts of promises. It is a reward for people that have demonstrated they are building their RX business and they're doing all they can to grow quickly. Then you put that re-entry on the pay line of your best growing leader on that pay line. Now, that leader is going to want to build under your income position because the volume flows up to them on a pay line. You're interested in building with them because they're building one of your lines. You're building one of your lines to optimize another income position, and you are increasing not only your income, but the income of your best leader. The whole goal in this is to get a whole bunch of people to the president level or to the CEO level, because if you can get them to that level, they'll worry about your pay line and you'll never have to worry it again. Find 7 leaders who worry about their pay lines more than you do, and you'll be making $1 million a year at at ARIX. So it's all about reinforcing your leaders, not trying to motivate someone to become a leader. Say that again. That was just deep, Lynn. That was deep, Rick. You're not giving away income positions to try to motivate or inspire someone. You're giving them away as a reward for the people that are actually building to get them more money so they can go from a part-time basis to a full-time basis, and all they'll do is work their ARIX business. They'll build a line with you, and together you both take more money out of the compensation plan.
That's great. Any other questions? You can enter in the questions box there. You know, me and Lynn have spent many hours looking at this compensation plan, and we both find it so amazing that you've, you know, created something with thinking through every aspect of it. You know, I tell people I'll put this up against anybody, and it benefits the person just starting out in this business, and it benefits the person that continues on and grows a big business. And it's fair. Is there better benefits building deep versus wide?
Oh, yeah, you're asking great questions. Okay. The benefit of building deep is it will finally and ultimately unlock your 7th level of matching bonus. Now, the reality of the 7th level of matching bonus is it's the highest paying match of all the levels possible. So I got to tell you that's a good thing to get. However, your business is going to be very, very big by the time people get down to 7th level sponsorship for you to earn matching bonus on. Right now, the share price of a Payline bonus is 2 to 3 times as large as the income position bonus. The disadvantage of building wide is you create more cross lines and cross line teams, but the advantage is you get more money because you don't have to build 2 lines, you only have to build 1. So it's easier to make money, and the price per share of the Payline bonus is 3 times as big. So the question really is for you to decide. My answer is this. If I've got a team that's building down below me big, I'm going to work with them to get my second income position optimized and secure that situation and build depth for strength. But if I have a completely new team in a new location that are unaffiliated, or I have enemies that don't want to work together, or I have different countries, I would add another team on a separate pay line to take advantage of the quick, easy money to get me to a higher income so I could do my RX business full time.
Can you move a pay line to another income center?
No, sorry. I'd go broke.
I won't tell you who asked that. Okay, well, I think that's all the questions that we have, Fred. We appreciate you coming on here this evening and explaining this. This is great information. I think everybody should just send this video out to everybody that comes in with less than a goal package right after they join.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And by the way, Lynn's told me she'll invite me back a few times as long as I don't blow it too badly to talk about other aspects of the compensation plan, from the savings plan bonus to how the Payline bonus works to what you do on the team lead bonus. Each aspect of how the compensation plan works, and also to kind of help you understand the competitive advantage that our Activate compensation plan gives you. I'm telling you, there's no way it would ever happen, but I sure wish that there would be an open debate forum on everybody's compensation plan so that everyone could make an informed decision on which plan is the best. When I was in Asia just a couple weeks ago, I sat down with a couple leaders from another network marketing company, and I always walk them through like this. You tell me the 3 most important characteristics of a compensation plan. If I don't win on all 3, don't join. Usually people say if I don't win on the majority. But our compensation plan is so good, when we get done with them, they never question anymore, okay, I understand how good your compensation plan is. Then they always move to products or something else because they're convinced the compensation plan is that good. Not many people are able to say they have a patent pending compensation plan, and at RX you really do have the ability to say that because of some of the unique characteristics that this compensation plan has. All compensation plans either limit wide or they limit deep that I am aware of. You have the first compensation plan that can have as wide as you want to go with an infinite number of lines and as deep as you want to go with an infinite number of income positions. So each income position really has an unlimited amount of income that it can generate.
Okay, well, thank you, Fred. We appreciate it. And